on my way to work. I'm watching this latest Jordan Charitan video where he's discussing the details of the allegations against Nick Brana, the investigation, and it's so frustrating that Jordan's the one who's getting the scoop on this. For those of you out there who are doing the leaking, which I think is fantastic, you're doing the leaking, but you're giving it to Jordan Charitan. And he took an opportunity during, I haven't, it's like 2 hours long. I don't even have enough time on my whole drive to LA to actually watch the whole thing. Or listen to it, really, because I'm driving, so I'm just listening to it. But, he takes a moment to say that he knows what it feels like because he was falsely accused. Jordan had several people accuse him of sexual harassment. The allegations stem primarily from one staffer. I think her name was Carly. She did an interview with Tim Black, and Jordan held a grudge against Tim Black for years over the fact that Tim interviewed this accuser. Her statements basically boiled down to Jordan having something of an orgy party in his hotel room while they were in the field covering, I want to say it was either Flint or Standing Rock. It might have been Standing Rock, I can't remember. And he had all these people that were subordinate to him come in and have an orgy party with him. And he's still like, I was falsely accused, and cannot for a minute admit that what he did was highly inappropriate in a work environment. And yet y'all gave him the scoop of Nick Brana. And so basically I have just stopped at the point where Jordan Charitan says it's important to mention that the accuser, who they have determined has credible allegations against Nick, that she was formerly in a romantic relationship with Nick. And Tina, what's her face, is his guest discussing this right now, and she is very adamantly saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you had a relationship with somebody in the past. If they're sexually harassing you now, and even if you're in the relationship, husbands can rape wives, but the fact is that they're no longer in a relationship, but she was subordinate to him in this organization, and she was, in the board's mind, credibly accusing him of sexual harassment. I just don't see why y'all gave this to status quo. That's like, he's the worst possible fucking mouthpiece for this story. He had an orgy with subordinate employees, and then when one of the employees came out and said, I did not feel comfortable, I felt pressured to do it, he trashed everybody who said something about it. He trashed every single one of his accusers, and he sued, I want to say it was the Young Turks and another news outlet for a defamation lawsuit for covering the story. And yet y'all gave this one to Jordan Charitan. I'm so ashamed of the progressive community. Really ashamed of y'all. You just, you really just look the other way on the people who are committing sexual inappropriate behavior if they happen to be your buddy at the time. And if you're unhappy with something else, you tear them down. Now, I think if Nick did this, which it sounds like he probably did, he rightfully should be torn down, because I mean, not only is that a horrible, absolutely horrible thing to do to a woman, or to anybody. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a woman that can be sexually harassed or assaulted or whatever. But on top of it, that guy and his father have been perpetrating a fundraising grift since 2017 that is constantly based on gimmicks and list building and lying about their membership numbers and just raising money to raise money with no intention of getting anything done. And they're taking the despair and the pain of working class Americans who want something outside of the duopoly and just taking their money and fucking running with it. You shouldn't have given the story to Jordan Charitan. And you know what? I shouldn't have. Cenk Uygur wouldn't have been a good second on that either. There are better people who could cover this story, I'm sure. Walker Bragman could have covered it. He could have given it to Walker Bragman.